What's going on, everybody? This is Dan Snyder of Whyzer Productions, bringing you round one front nine coverage of the 2019 Daceyland Open. I am joined by co-TD and Discmania media team member Raivis Markons-Craig. What's going on, Raivis?
Hey Dan, thanks for having me here. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, man, we got a fantastic feature card put together for you. We got Cooper Legee out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, Shane Wyatt, everybody knows Shane, Borderland legend out of Newton, Joey Antosca, Burgess player, and coach Dave Beadenkopf, currently of the Dacey Owls.
Yeah, so as the co-TD, I just want to do a feature card representing basically the best of Massachusetts and some of New England. So I'm excited to see these guys tear up the course.
Yeah, man, it's an awesome card, and let's jump right into it. We got hole one, par 4, 545 feet. You got a tight little tunnel to start off your round, and then navigate your way through a sea of trees. What's the play here, Raivis?
Sea of trees, yeah, that's what some will say. But this actually came in as fifth easiest hole, just averaging under par, .026. I personally really like this hole. It's one of my favorites. I would say a lot of people really enjoy it too. It's downhill and it's very gettable. So let's see how they attack this.
Yeah, first on the box, we got Cooper Legee, forehand specialist, ripping on a D1 here. That's his more overstable one.
Oh, that's flying real nice right to the right side, which is really the landing zone for a lot of players.
Yeah, he caught a tree toward the end of its flight, but kicked him in a good position and should have no problem attacking for his birdie. Next up, we got Shane Wyatt, and I'm betting this is a destroyer.
And you know he's trying to get the 2, maybe 3 look here, so.
Looks like he hits the gap where he wants to, but just falling to the right side. Again, it's very difficult to navigate this fairway without clipping a tree or two.
And Joey A, he's actually the current course record holder at -15, I believe. He shot a 54. Actually, excuse me, it was a -14.
That's ridiculous, but not off to a good start as he catches the first tree on the left there, and he'll have a rough go to scramble for his par. Next up, last but not least, Dave Beadenkopf. This is a colossus, and he throws this thing very well, but unfortunately catches a late tree.
So let's see some of the scramble game that Joey has to offer on hole 1 here.
Forced to go with a bit of a standstill. Gets a little bit of weight behind it, but again, leaves it a little high. And tough job by Zack Pepin. I want to give a shout out to Zack Pepin real quick, stepping up last minute to cover catch cam here. He had a lot of fun with it, and I was happy he was able to be a part of the team.
Yeah, it makes the coverage look so much better, so big shout out. Thank you.
That was Coop. Again, rare to see a backhand from him. It might look like a backhand line, but he knows his disc so well. He's able to pop it up on a forehand and hit his gap.
Easily one of the best forehand players in New England.
As we mentioned, Pep nearly getting hit by that disc flying in from Dave, but able to get out of the way. I was able to make sure nobody got hit today.
Ooh, nice upshot by Shane Wyatt there.
Yeah, that was an AVR 3 from Shane. He'll throw that thing up and down for his approaches all day long. Joey going with the forehand.
And he's another forehand specialist around here for sure.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about Joey's game, very well-rounded. He's got a lot of power. I mean, you don't compete in a collegiate championship without having an all-around game.
Absolutely.
Shout out to UMass Amherst Disc Golf.
Yeah, he put quite the performance back-to-back years, so it's great to see.
First up on the putting green, we got Dave. Easy tap in 3.
Easy.
One thing about Dave's game is he will putt. I watch him putting around practice greens, even during rounds, during casual rounds. He is always around the basket, and he's always hitting putts.
And speaking of another person who's always around a basket and making putts, Shane Wyatt making it look easy.
Yeah, Shane, one of the better putters in New England, and it shows on his rating, always hitting from crazy distances. And that's a great par save from Joey. Obviously, first available off the tree, off the tee, able to scramble for his par, and Coop doing the same, cleaning up for his par. And we'll move on to hole 2.
Yeah, so not too much damage. It looks like we have a couple pars, couple birdies, which is kind of to be expected on that hole. Alright, so moving on to hole 2. This became the 4th hardest hole. It's playing as a par 5. It's playing over par, .36. We had 8 birdies, 15 bogeys, and 2 doubles. So that just shows you the little bit of a mix that we had on this hole. This actually used to be one of the longest holes in New England until Fox Run and Franklin Falls came in. So, you know, it definitely has some teeth. You can get caught up pretty early if you don't make it through the gap. And I would say it's one of the most signature holes other than hole 17 on the course for sure.
Yeah, it's a really good 2-shot hole. You're not going to see a lot of threes, with the exception of the 1,000 rated arms you have, but definitely gettable. It's 2 very fair shots once you get out of the gap.
So Shane's probably throwing a rock here off the tee just to be safe, as well as get that glide in distance for a safe second shot.
Yeah, when you can throw a rock about 400 feet, it's a very useful tool to have to be able to combine distance and accuracy as well as he does.
Absolutely.
This is a Colossus again from Dave. Just turns it over a little too much. He's going to be a little, he's going to be a lot pinched off on that right-hand side.
Yeah, you don't. The trouble spots are definitely right and long off the tee here.
This is that same D1 we saw from hole 1 from Coop. And it's a smart play. I mean, obviously he has the forehand to his advantage, and anything that lands on that left side there when you're staring straight at the gap is a good spot to be in.
Yeah, he'll be in a great spot for sure.
This is another destroyer from Joey, and you can see from his reaction, just leaves it out a little too wide, didn't quite get enough turn on it.
And that's where I was mentioning, if you're a little long on this, it can become a little problematic to try to make that corner and then make that big second shot.
So he's lining up a forehand roller here with his Firebird just to get himself out.
And then that's a good spot to be.
Yeah, he hangs on, and he'll have a clean look at the basket from there. Dave somehow locates a gap here.
What?
Yeah, he skips off a rock.
That was
that's
incredible.
What Dave does. And you can see from his reaction, I mean, he's always happy on the course. I don't think I've ever seen him upset. And when he is upset, very quick to shake it off.
Yeah, that was one of the... I know that... I haven't seen any gaps, and he must have found something very small through there.
That was Coop. Unfortunately, gets a little hung up, but still in the middle there.
And he's going for a big ante shot.
Yeah, Shane trying to play the big flex here. Leaves it a little low, but still in the middle. Should have an easy up and down to pick up his 4. But you know Shane wants the 3 here.
I'd be interested to see if Joey's able to save par. Coming in at the 4th hardest hole, you know, catching trouble early and be able to save par will show how good these guys are.
He gets the rare early release thrower combo and gets pinched off on that left side there. So he'll have a lot of work to do to pick up that par.
Dave got in a great spot after that out.
A rare miss from Dave, as he's usually pretty consistent from inside of 300 feet there. Just leaves his turned over to the right as we see Shane and Coop walking. God only knows what Shane is thinking about right now.
Birdie, birdie, birdie.
And the first backhand of the day from Coop. Leaves himself about a circle's edge putt. He'll have a look for a 4 there. Joey looks like he's lining up yet another forehand roller. Anytime you have to throw 2 forehand rollers to pitch out, not having the great a hole, but puts himself in position for his 5.
Yeah, that was a really great pitch out from Joey there.
I saw Joey throw a ridiculous forehand roller down at Martha's Vineyard for the Vineyard Social earlier on this year. Shout out to New England Disc Golf Productions for their coverage there.
Yeah, they're doing some great stuff out there.
It was a fantastic roller, and he saves a ridiculous par.
See if Coop can actually save birdie from where he was. Ooh, great bid.
Just off the top of the basket, and I love watching Coop putt because he has such an unorthodox style, but it works for him. And he's able to hit those longer putts, but just off the mark there. Joey, unfortunately, suffers the same fate, hits the top side of the basket, falls out.
Shane from the bottom of the trees and finds a way to sneak it in there. Great putt.
Yeah, one thing about Shane's putt is his arm action is always the same. So, and there goes Zack running to the next hole. Going back to Shane's putt, very consistent with his arm action. So no matter what stance he has, he's always comfortable hitting those putts. As we watch Coop and Dave clean up their pars. And hole 2 is done.
So let's see, we got a par, we got a birdie, we got a bogey, and then a par. So that's playing out pretty much what we expect to see from the big boys on that hole. Moving on to hole 3, this played under par, 4th easiest hole, and surprisingly there was no deuces. Sometimes you hear about deuces on this, but being a par 4, 425 with a tough angle on the right, if you're going to throw Anheuser, you got to get a lot of steam up that hill for sure.
Come on, dude. No deuces. Spoilers, man. But yeah, this is a hole that a lot of our top pros are going to want to at least get the 3. If you can find yourself able to navigate through the trees and get yourself to where our fake drone is flying now, you can have a look for 2. But with the basket on top of the rock there, it's always a scary putt no matter what angle you're looking at.
So Shane's got a sidewinder here, and he's probably going to go over that left to right gap.
Yeah, Shane really likes playing this left side gap. If you sort of aim toward the shorter basket, the white basket on the top left there, and let it turn over, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to hit that gap. There's a lot of room up to the left there. Dave lining up again his Colossus, and unfortunately catches the one tree you do not want to hit.
Yeah, and there's two main gaps. You could take the left to right gap. There's also a Whyzer gap on the right. So I think he was trying to make the Whyzer gap there.
Troop again, red D1, very overstable. Plays the flex up the middle.
He plays that flex so well.
Yeah,
one of the best in the game for sure.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's able to navigate some very tough wooded lines, especially being up playing courses like Dacey all the time as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say I would like to see round 2 and see how he does at Dacey with that flex. Because that's where he definitely makes those strokes.
Joey, unfortunately, suffering the same fate as Dave. Hits that first tree, kicks off to the right. As we see Dave trying to scramble out. This is a road runner from him. And if he didn't clip those trees right there, you can find yourself at the bottom side of the basket here. And there are some looks there, but unfortunately, clips a tree, and he'll have a rough go for his par. Joey tries the forehand out, but no luck there.
Yeah, so Joey's going to approach this hole with on the left side. There's also a Whyzer approach, but the left side's easier and it's less wooded. And he's right at the base of the rock, which would be easy. Should be an easy putt for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, some discs do have a tendency to catch edge and roll away, but Joey's able to stay up at the top there. Coop, A2. Embedding.
Yeah, and making a smart play, just playing at the right at the base of the rocks and then making an easier putt.
Yeah, leaves himself a bit of a tester, but knowing Coop's putting, should have no problem cleaning it up.
And that's what most people do. They just lay it up at the base of the rock. You know, they're not going to attempt to make the big putt on this one.
Yeah, it's a pretty smart play. And speaking of trying to make the big putt, Shane's got a difficult decision here.
Oh, this should be interesting.
He was standing over this putt for a while, debating what he wanted to do.
He used his 30 seconds, huh?
All 30 of them.
Well, he went for it. That was a great bid.
Certainly went for it. Just catches the top, front of the cage, but luckily drops down right in front, so you should have an easy 3.
And for those folks who are watching at home, he's putting with Luna's, the Paul Macbeths, and he's been really liking them lately.
Oh, so Shane has actually kept the same putters in his bag for an extended period of time?
Yeah, even after a pull, he's been able to keep them for at least 2 months now. So
Shane is the only disc golfer I think I know who will play one round with one set of putters get completely disgusted that he didn't hit enough 40-footers, and then go to his car and switch putters in between rounds.
Yep, that's how we know Shane.
He's definitely an animated player, to say the least, and creates a lot of buzz. So Shane, pick up the 3, drops down to 3 under, and we'll move on from hole 3.
Yeah, so we got a couple birdies and 2 pars, so that's what we'd expect on some of these. If you can get -2 going through the first 4 holes, that's a great start at Borderland Blues for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, hole 4, par 3, 410 feet. The shot here is just a hyzer. You want to start your disc off toward the white basket, let it fade in, and anytime you can skip near or over that rock, you're looking at a birdie putt.
It's all about making it through the gap on that first shot, and for this one, this actually played as the 3rd hardest hole, playing over par at .4, and you know, all these, I would expect all these pro cards to really attack the pin from the tee here.
This is Shane with a Firebird, and the Firebird did not hit the gap. Luckily gets a right side kick, which is the better of the 2 on this hole.
And that looks like a great rip by Cooper.
I believe this is his H1 V2. I was talking to him during the round, and doesn't like to carry a lot of F-Series discs, but bagged multiple H1 V2s and a couple H3 V2s, so able to use those for his fairway drives.
Oh, Dave just got a little...
Dave's drive was looking real good there.
It really was.
I think we had some spectators walking along the path here behind hole 4, causing Joey to wait a little bit longer than he wanted to,
but he snuck through, it looks like, and he should have something.
He fights through most of it, but he covers enough distance that he should have an easy up and down first 3.
Yeah, and playing at 410 feet, you know, and one of the harder holes, it's surprising to me that the average higher than par, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that was a very... I don't think the camera does it justice how tight that gap was and how low of a ceiling Shane had to deal with there. I know I had trouble getting in behind him. Dave, normally pretty consistent with his putter up shots, leaves that one a bit too far to the left.
Looks like Joey's going to be able to sneak in some putt here. Ooh, nice bid.
Yeah, just that one little branch to contend with in the bush that he had to putt out from, but still able to put enough power on that to give it a good run.
And Coop got hung up a little further or shorter than I thought, but he gives it a nice little putt approach.
Yeah, still able to give it a respectable bid here. Let's see, 40 feet downhill. Shane's in attack mode.
Yeah, being round 1, I mean, you like I said, you want to be a few down coming through the stretch here, and that was a great putt.
Hashtag Wednesday bangers.
I'm surprised he hasn't used this one, actually.
I sent him the clip early, but I guess he didn't want any spoilers. But you can see from his reaction there, very relieved to save his par there. Stays at 3 under.
And that's a great start.
Dave just clipping that tree limb above his vision, not able to convert for the par.
And Coop cleaning up par on hole 4 here.
Yeah, Coop just doing what Coop does, able to scramble for his par, no problem there. Joey following suit, doing the same. Still trying to break under par.
Day 4, Cooper.
Dave delicately taps in for a bogey. Moving on from hole 4, couple 3s, couple 4s, pretty even scoring spread. Coop, Shane staying under par. Joey again still trying to break under.
So after the long walk from 4 to 5, we come to this long par 4. It's actually not too long. It's only 475 feet. It can play long if you get caught up early, but this actually came in the 3rd easiest hole, surprisingly, at a .33 under par. So the play is to either go left side or right side with a fairway or a longer distance driver. Some people like to do the left side flip up hyzer flip, which sometimes gets all the way through. So I'd be interested to see how they attack this hole.
Yeah, for the most part, when you're playing the blue to blue layout, the play is find your way to the white basket, the shorter basket, and then you'll have a decent look for an upshot. But I know my play here is take that right side, kind of what Shane was trying to do, play that right side, let it fade back in toward the center, and have an easy look for your birdie 3.
And I bet Coop's taking the left side here, yep.
Yeah, Coop wanted the left side there, just leaves his D1 a little wide, but there is room to finish on the right side there. Joey trying to copy Coop, but turns his over just a little bit, but gets a kick toward the center of the fairway.
Yeah, even if you get the right distance, it's pretty easy to save birdie. So we'll see how they come through here.
Dave leaving his just a little too strong on the hyzer. And he'll have an interesting look on the left side there to get up and down. Shane was contemplating this shot a lot. He kept pulling out multiple discs, look for the backhand, look for the forehand.
Yeah, he's not in the best spot, and you can see that he's taking it a little too wide on the right side there.
And gets a lovely tree kick there. He was disgusted with that shot straight out of the hand, but gets a kick toward the green.
Should be able to salvage par.
Yeah, Coop leaving that one just a little to the right of the basket.
So Joey found himself a not too bad spot and should have a good upshot.
Yeah, just a simple straight, a simple straight putter.
Yep.
Nothing too
Easy
difficult
look for
there.
Birdie there. Nice upshot by Joey there.
Yeah, and Dave, after searching for a little more time than we should have been, found his disc underneath the log there, so he had a bit of a tricky stance.
Looks like he had a good approach there.
Yeah, if there's one thing Dave's really good at, it's those approaches with putters. He throws them all around his backyard, all around Dacey when he's practicing.
And he's always instructing others. That's why they call him coach.
Oh,
right?
yeah, hence the nickname Coach. I know he's given me a few lessons from time to time, and I still carry them today.
I played a few rounds with him. I love it. And what a banger by Coop there.
Great putt from Coop, cleaning up for the 3.
Yeah, that was so smooth.
Dead center the whole time. Little nod
Nice
to the
birdie.
camera. Coop's definitely been no stranger to on-camera presence.
What a rough spit out by Shane there.
Yeah, he said it himself. He did not take his time with that putt.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he was walking away from that. Got to take my time. Got to take my time. And, if you're playing along with Shane, you hear him say everything.
Yeah, I think we've all been there and done that, though, where we're just thinking it's an easy tap in, and all of a sudden we're not making it.
Yeah, it's real easy to let those little putts go when you're not trying to think about them too much, but still counts as a stroke.
Absolutely. So coming into hole 6. This actually was the 6th hardest hole, playing over par, .14. And really the play here is just to avoid the pole and the one tree in the middle. Most people just play a simple hyzer. There is a weird left route to right, but I don't think we're going to see anybody taking that. It'll be a surprise if we do, but so yeah, a lot of people just play the hyzer and then have a nice mid-range or putter upshot approach to get the birdie.
Yeah, with the foliage growing in, I don't think that drama route, you don't need that drama on the left side. Nobody's going to be taking that gap here. Spoilers.
That's what they're calling it, right?
Yeah, shout out to Mike Dussault, who I don't know how he found that line, but it's there.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to say it.
And that was a great shot by Joey, just a pure hyzer, probably taking his either mid-range or probably sexy bird.
Dave pures that gap, gets a nice skip.
And that's the shot you're looking for, right? And have an easy approach shot.
Yeah, finds himself in the middle of the fairway there. Should have a look. Shane, Firebird. After you miss the telephone pole, that's the one tree you do not want to hit.
Yeah, and that's going to make a difficult approach, so we'll see if he'd be able to scramble from there.
And that angle right there, I was standing directly behind Coop's lie in line with the basket, and it just showed he had nothing.
No, and he was so far away. I mean, to even just get that much distance is really good. This is not an easy hole because of all the trees in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, there's a lot you need to navigate your way through just to have a look for a 3. Shane,
This looks like a nice flick shot.
Firebird upshot, but again, just gets caught in that tree.
Yeah, you have to make it on the right side through a very small, narrow patch. So to try to hit that as well as being from back there is quite impossible.
Again, Coop was contemplating backhand, forehand. Could have played a step-out backhand, but was able to get enough action on his forehand. Almost skips it in.
Great shot by Coop there.
And just to note, there is OB behind the basket surrounding the grass where the parking lot and the street meet.
Yeah, and it comes into play very quickly. You think you have a great shot and you're barely long, and then you can go OB. This looks like a nice touch forehand shot by Joey.
Yeah, should have no problem cleaning up. Shane just lining up a putt here. I don't know what gap he may have found, but you know he's running it.
Oh, wow. He runs everything, doesn't he?
He'll unfortunately not get another birdie. I know he's started off pretty hot, but
that just shows you.
Pars are fine.
Yeah, and that just shows you this hole is quite long. It's 490 feet, so if you don't make that initial gap and you hyzer and you don't get the skip, you're most likely not going to get the birdie.
Yeah, Joey and Dave clean up their birdies. Cooper with the par. And eventually we'll see Shane mosey his way.
And that was a
on
great
in.
par save. I mean, he was way back there, and he had to have 2 great flick shots just to get up.
Couldn't afford it anyway.
I don't even know what Shane was referring to there. I
He's
think
always
he
had
was
some
talking to him.
commentary.
I think he was talking to himself there. Or somebody said something off in the distance that the camera couldn't pick up. But
That's too funny.
after hole 6, 2 pars from Coop and Shane. Joey and Dave pick up the 3, and we'll move on to hole 7.
Yeah, this is one of the another signature hole, I would say, where you shoot into an open field and you kind of have to hyzer around a bend and then shoot into almost another hyzer to get through the to get to the pin. It plays at 610 feet, par 4, and it played over par. Not too much over par, so it didn't play as one of the harder holes or easier holes, but it's actually one of the funner shots because you get to really air it out after being in the woods for so long. So.
Yeah, you got a lot of room to play with in the first 200 feet of your flight, and the big arms can really take advantage of that open space and get something really far out
and that
there.
looks like a crush by Joey.
That was an absolute bomb.
Great shot, most likely his destroyer.
Yeah, anytime you see your disc crest the far side of those trees, you know you put a good shot on it.
This also looks like a nice flex shot from Dave. If he gets around that bend, he'll be fine. It's all about getting around that bend and not coming in too hard left after the bend.
I'm pretty sure Dave could have thrown his disc out of bounds, and he probably would have had that same reaction.
And Coop is probably going to play a little safe where he's doing a touch forehand right to the safe spot and then doing another backhand right from there and getting his birdie look from that.
Yeah, and that's a lot more difficult of a shot than Coop made it out to be, because you can sometimes the wind can pick up, you can lift that disc, it can push it toward the OB on the right side. So very technical shot there from Coop to hit his spot exactly where he wanted to.
Yeah, it was a great placement shot. And Shane's probably looking to smash this destroyer, and he does. That was a great looking shot from Shane.
Yeah, he finds the gap much like Dave and Joey did.
Coop shooting his upshot, little short, probably around a 40-foot putt, something like that.
Yeah, from my angle, it looked a lot tighter than it was, but Coop giving himself a look for a 3. Dave gets a little pinched off, has to play a big hyzer.
And that's one of the harder shots to pull off on this hole if you're pinched there, because you also have to get underneath the trees.
Yeah, not sure if you could see that, but Dave landing just short of the white basket you can see on the left there. Joey letting that forehand get a little away from him, leaves a little higher than he wanted to, but still has a look for a birdie.
And this is a sweet spot from Shane's look right here. If he pulls, oh, wow, yeah, he almost pulled it right in there. You want to get right underneath that pine and get the easy birdie.
I was not expecting that shot from Dave either, playing the big spike hyzer.
And that's a good play.
That's a great
really
play.
Is. To avoid that tree, that big pine, and then, you know, avoid a big putt. That's a great play.
Coop for the 3,
Yeah,
and
buddy.
nails it. Nice to see Coop's putter
Great
starting
putt.
to get hot, and temporarily takes the lead from Shane.
Yep. And a rare spit out from Joey there, left side, but he's still in it, so.
Yeah, all of you Borderland players debating, comment below, does Borderland need new baskets? I know there's been a debate for a while now, tee pads versus baskets. Me personally, I don't have a problem with the baskets.
Yeah, I think the pavers are #1 priority, so we're already focusing on that.
Shane didn't want to lose the lead for too long, picks up his birdie, and they'll both move to 3 under as we move on to the infamous hole 8.
Yeah, yeah. So we have again 2 birdies, 2 pars, which is pretty average for that hole playing under and over. So hole 8, this played over 0.57 over par. This actually was the hardest hole we had during the tournament, and it's all because of the OB. So we have mandatory OB before the pin. You have to make it over, and then you land into this fairway sweet spot, and then you have to shoot it probably another 200 feet through some trees, and then avoid another OB patch on the left-hand side near the pin. So it is not an easy hole, and you could probably see why I played over par 0.57. We had some high numbers. We had 9s, 2 8s, and I believe there might be a surprise on this one too. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, shout out to Alex Sakash for coming out here just after the tournament had finished and getting all of our fake drone footage. He was walking the safe route because this route is too mucky for him to walk through, and you can quote me on that.
Too mucky. That's a good way to put it. I'm wondering if Central Coast is going to choose the same safe route.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how they decide to cover the course. And we saw Coop taking that left side.
Come on, T-Bird. Stay straight. Stay straight.
So the play here is either take the left side, the not so safe route, or the Whyzer route. So Joey's playing the safer route, looks like, most likely with his MD4 or Rhino, and then landing into a sweet spot where it'll have about a 200-foot approach.
Yeah, sorry for not being able to pick up Shane's throw on that one. I was having an issue with my camera, and I wasn't able to pick up his
And look
shot.
at that beautiful flight.
Oh, it did!
Oh.
It's the white.
And from the tee pad, we had no idea what had happened. We thought it was a putt from another hole, because I know hole 9's basket is very close to the tee pad on 8. But Dave,
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a black ace, and
I love the reaction.
that is one of the best reactions.
And there it is, just to confirm. Dave's Colossus sitting in the basket. I believe. Oh, that may have been his Roadrunner.
What a great shot!
He throws
though.
each of those so well.
To make it through that path and then have enough flight in the air to get to the basket is a wonderful shot. So, shout out to Dave with that black ace.
Shout out to Joey for
Yeah, going for
carving
it.
that line up the middle. I don't know what he saw there, but nearly cans the 2, and again avoids our cameraman Zack.
That was a great upshot.
Okay, I promise you, this hole is not that simple. I mean, Raivis gave you the stats earlier. This hole is not as easy as these guys are making it out to be.
No, you can get caught up very easily in the beginning as well as the end here, where Dave is approaching. The OB is actually on the left-hand side, not too far from him.
Yeah, one thing you don't think about when you accidentally black ace a hole, it's very difficult to get a solid stance for your next shot. Luckily, these baskets aren't too far apart, so Dave was just able to play a simple standstill.
Yeah, and I don't hear of too many black aces during tournaments, so that's pretty neat.
Well, you know, I actually have one in my tournament career.
Do you really?
Yeah, we were
Oh, look at
playing
that.
white to blue on hole 9, and I hit the white basket.
That's awesome. Shane almost making a nice, fantastic bid for birdie there, or for eagle, excuse me.
And we let Dave just clean up his birdie real quick. Joey does the same.
I call that a par 4, right?
Yes, Joey, that is a par 4. You got a birdie.
He just wants to make sure.
Coop going to a knee.
And that's a good putt. I mean, I know that I've been in that spot before where you have to shoot underneath the trees a little bit and the leaves, and to be able to focus in on that and not have to worry about the death putt or the OB that could be behind it is a really good putt.
Yeah, Coop was saying after that, you saw him kind of moving his arm back and forth. It was very difficult for him to maintain his normal putting stroke when he goes to a knee.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we see Dave's disc sitting in the wrong basket. And we also have our first star frame of the round.
Wow, that's a great star frame. Oh, wow, that's amazing. To have the hardest hole and to have a star frame, that just shows you. So hole 9, this is the second easiest hole that was played. It played .4 under par. It was 425 feet, and really the secret to this hole is just to make it on the left side and crash to the right side. You're going to see probably a lot of flicks. People that can flick will most likely do that kind of shot. Some people do throw some thumbers or some turnovers, but the preferred shot is most likely the flick. Once you get into the safe spot, you do have a look to the basket being so short of a hole.
Yeah, that left side is definitely the more open of the two, and especially with all 4 of our players having competent forehands, it's probably the gap we're going to see the most, especially with Coop.
And that's just a great shot, sneaking through the left side and putting himself in a great spot.
Yeah, your first goal on this hole is just clear that wall of trees that isolates the left and right side. Shane going with a big turnover.
Yeah, and with this rock, that's a really nice shot to be able to pull it off so smooth and glide down there.
Yeah, again, similar to hole 2, when you're able to throw a mid-range with as much power and control as Shane has, it's such a great weapon to have.
And Joey, even though he was a little early, he looks like he got enough distance to get a really good, easy approach shot.
Let's see if he can go 2 for 2 on black aces.
That would be pretty neat. So this is the one that you got, huh?
This was the one I got. Well, we were playing from the white tee, so a little shorter of a distance to the white basket.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's a pretty similar shape shot, though. You
Yeah.
want to throw something hard with a little bit of hyzer on a forehand, and I just happened to hit metal.
Well, hopefully somebody gave you some money for that one. Coop putting in a nice forehand on hole 9 here, and he's leaving himself about a 40-foot putt.
Yeah, I know he wanted a little more skip on that one. I couldn't tell if you heard his reaction, but got a little unlucky with the skip, or lack of, I should say.
That's a nice touch up shot by Dave there.
Yeah, one of his PA4s, swears by them. Again, Shane he sees basket and he just gets really wide-eyed, but leaves that one a little wide. But again, can't eagle them all, Shane, so he'll have a look for a 3.
As he likes to say, he's feeling frisky. So, and this is a 2 look for Joey, right?
Oh yeah, he had a great drive, but
wow,
leaves it just a little short. And he looked at me after that. I've had history of filming Joey a couple times now. He just looked at me and kind of apologized, like, sorry, I can't give you any highlights right now.
Still, to have a 2 look on this hole is fantastic. Oh, and what a nice bid by Coop there, just leaving it a little high at top nub.
Hit everything but the bottom of the basket there. Shane cleaning up his 3, no problem there. He'll move to 5 under. Joey with a little ninja style putt there.
And making it look easy, those birdies. Was that another star frame?
No, Coop, he had his upshot fell a little short.
Oh, okay.
So he had about a 40-footer that
Still,
he
to
hit off
have
the top of the basket.
3 birdies is pretty good on that hole.
Yeah, so Coop with the 4, everybody else with card birdies. And that's going to do it for our round 1 front 9 coverage of the 2019 Daceyland Open presented by Infinite Discs. Hope you're enjoying the coverage so far, and we'll see you on the back 9.
See you soon.